Hello, everyone. My name is Logan White, and this is my short story presentation. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, and a long time ago, there was a great kingdom. This kingdom had a lot of castles and fields and princesses and princes, and this was a great happy kingdom. There was lots of feasts and balls and parties all the time, and everyone was always happy. And at these parties, these people would dance the night away for hours and hours. Everyone was really happy in this kingdom, especially the prince. The prince of this kingdom was so happy because everybody loved him. Everybody would say hi to him as he walked through the land, through the villages, around the castles. Everybody loved this prince. However, one day, a great evil came over the kingdom. The huge castles and fields that were usually gleaming in the sun were now covered in darkness. The prince's mother, the queen, told him that he would need to go on an adventure into the deep dark forest so that he could get rid of this great evil. But the only problem was, as the prince was setting out on this adventure, was that he didn't know what he needed to do to solve it. All he knew was his mom could tell that the evil was coming from the dark forest, because of course it's a dark forest. So the prince went off to this adventure to find the great evil in the forest and to rid the land of this evil. As he entered into this dark, gloomy forest, all the trees were all gnarled and wrinkly, and it was all so scary. There were animal sounds all around him, but he could never actually see any animals, just everything on the outside of his hearing and his vision. As he continued to walk through the forest, he made his way into this little clearing where we set up camp for the night. And around the campfire, he heard this really big sound, like a big monster coming at him from the forest. And into this clearing, out of the dark forest, he sees this huge bear starting to walk towards him. He's originally very scared until the bear comes up to him and starts talking to him. The bear asked him what he was doing there and what his mission was for coming to the forest. The prince responded that he had come to rid the land of this great evil, and he didn't know how to do it, though. The bear responded with the reason why he was there. He had the goal of his mission. He told him to get rid of this great evil. He needed to find the biggest tree in the forest. And this biggest tree in the forest was the source of all this evil. It was an evil, bad tree. And so if he could find this tree, he would be able to rid the land of this evil. And not just his land, but also the forest as well. And so the bear decided to come along and join our prince and try to help him find this tree. The bear himself didn't know where the tree was either. But they decided to go out, and they looked high and low, here, there, and everywhere, all around them, and they couldn't find this tree. Until at one point they were lucky enough to have a friendly bird come down and told them where they could find the tree. It was in the dark swamp, the worst part of the forest. And so as the bear and our prince make their way towards this swamp into the bad part of the forest, they have to face so many dangers on the way. Not only is the forest deep and dark and not much light in there, but the forest seems to be enclosing around them the closer they get to this swamp and to this big tree. The forest is so close around them they have to beat away branches that seem almost to be reaching out and blocking their way. And when they finally get to the swamp, they are jumping over alligators and crocodiles and all sorts of things that are trying to bar them or get in their way from finding this great tree. When they finally get to the tree after they face all these dangers, it is a huge tree is what they find. They have no idea how they're going to get it. It is all wrinkly and gnarled and many, many, many feet wide. It's just a huge, gigantic tree. But eventually this bear and the prince work together to chop the tree down, and almost instantly the land was cleaned of that dark evil. Instantly the clouds rolled away, and the sun came out again over the castles and over the fields. The people of the land were all happy again because they knew that this evil was gone. And not only there, but the gnarled, the evil, dark forest didn't seem so evil anymore. And so as the bear and the prince started walking back towards their homes, they eventually split paths, the bear going back to the not-so-scary forest anymore, and the prince returning to the land. And when he finally returned to the kingdom, the people were happy again. They all greeted him and said hello. They returned to their feasts and their balls, and everyone lived happily ever after.